Welcome to the Buddy System podcast.
Welcome to Buddy System, you guys.
I'm Chris. This is Matty.
I'm Matty. It's Chris.
And we have a guest today, very funny, Luke Null.
Good buddy Luke. Hey, Luke.
Oh my gosh, guys, so friggin' good to be here.
Thanks for coming, man.
Thanks for being here, buddy, old pal.
And I don't even think I'm on a Patreon at this time.
No, this is a fully legal
real deal,
episode.
dude.
This one's fully legal.
This one's fully. The government will know about this one.
This one's on the grid.
Yeah, Luke is a good friend. He lives here in Chicago. He was in L.A. He was in Chicago before that. He was on Saturday Night Live for one season.
Immediately fired.
No, it was a whole season. It was a great season.
What a season.
You were the best guy I've ever seen
Best
on
one.
that show.
A lot of people say I was the all-time greatest.
Yeah, I think you're the
just
GOAT.
due to me being able to do so much different stuff on there.
yeah, Luke, that was a dang crime, and I know it's a fucking...
all is well.
Yeah.
All
We're
is
glad to
well.
have you back in Chicago.
It's good to be back in Chicago.
Welcome back as a
Luke
resident.
Also, he's got the funniest special. I'm not even trying to toot your tits right off your body right now.
Check it out.
I am.
Chris, you got the funniest special. Are you being
You
You guys
real?
both got the funniest special. Knock it off. Shit.
Your special's great. What's the name of it again?
It is called Pretty Songs, Dirty Words.
Pretty Songs,
Check it
Dirty
out.
Words.
Anywhere you find your specials.
Wayne motherfucking Brady is in it.
That is true. Wayne Brady.
That's fucking badass.
All-time
That's very
improv
sick.
master.
Yeah.
I mean that
What's he
with
up
zero
to?
jokes. I don't know what he's doing right now, but he was doing The Wiz on Broadway last time I
nice.
talked to him. That was a couple months ago.
That's cool that you've talked to Wayne Brady.
Wayne Brady's a freaking good, cool dude.
Yeah.
I always loved him.
I
He's the
grew
best.
up watching
Who's Line?
Same. All the time. And he was always my favorite. Whenever he came out, I was like,
Yes.
yep, this is about to be so good.
My mom loved him too. She's like, oh, he's so talented.
Oh, no, I mean,
I'm
like-
he is. He's like an absolute superstar.
Oh, he's hilarious, but also like razor sharp wit and at the singing voice of a
An
literal
angel.
Broadway star.
Yeah.
Like he can do it all. And seeing him do it live, like he was nice enough to come improvise with me. Then I had to edit a chunk of it and put it on my special.
That's incredible.
Right? But like improvising with Wayne, such a treat. But then also having to go back through the edit and find any moments at all where it appears that I'm able to keep up with him even a little bit. He's just so good
Oh, man.
that I'm like, oh, this was a mistake on my part to think that I could ever do this.
You
Look
brought
good.
like the
Yeah.
Michael
You know?
Jordan of musical
Straight
improv
up,
for sure.
onto your special.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And I'm like,
And you're like, let's go
a guy who plays
one-on-one.
pickup. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, no, you're better than that. I love watching specials that like. I love musical comedy. When it's done well, it's hard to find something more like entertaining. I grew up listening to like Adam Sandler's
Absolutely.
all of his albums. Like that was like Road Trip for us. Like
Totally.
The Sandler albums is like what got me into comedy in a way that was like unhealthy and ruined my life.
So good. Fly to the Conchords.
Love
Those
Fly
are
to the
some of my
Conchords.
favorite
Huge.
guys ever.
Also, Luke
Tenacious
Null.
D.
And dude, yeah, your special,
Oh,
like there's something about also like it's comedy that I can't comprehend.
When it's really funny and you can't do it yourself, you're
Yeah.
like, it's almost like a treat to watch because it's not almost, it is such a treat to watch.
Yeah.
Because it's like, not only are you enjoying this thing that's being done so well on this level, but it's a thing that's being done that is comedy, which you do, but you can't do this.
Yeah.
So it's not like your brain isn't being like, oh, that's a good joke, or I had a bit like that, or I want to do a bit. You're just like, you're enjoying a thing for what it's there to be enjoyed. And it's just like such
You
it's great.
say that it's very kind, too kind for me to take. But I'll tell you what, I genuinely feel the same way. Like my favorite stand-ups to watch are people who do something so different than how I attack the same sport. You know what I mean? It's like we're doing the same art form technically, which is like stand up in front of a microphone and make people laugh however you can.
Break the fourth wall and go.
Go. And it's like funny because like some people you'll be like, man, that's such a funny or weird joke that just my brain would never have done that.
When you're
you
watching
know?
somebody like a Nick Vatterott or somebody like that, where like you're
Nick's
watching
great.
someone where you're like, oh man, like my brain, you could put me in a room for 20 years and be like, my brain doesn't operate on whatever wavelength or frequency that brain is doing. Like I can enjoy it, but I can't conceptualize whatever they're doing. You're like, this is. It
then you
whisks
watch
you
Nick
away.
and you're like, I could never write for Bill Maher for 20 full years. I said, Nick's so
Nick is
funny.
so
I always
funny.
like to ask him, like, how does it like?
Yeah,
he's
I always forget that's what he did this thing at Comedians You Should Know here in Chicago where he goes, I'd like to thank my girlfriend Deborah, and he goes, stand up, Deborah, and then no one stands up obviously because he doesn't have a girlfriend named Deborah, and then he just starts. He's like, Deborah. Deborah, where are you? And he like drops
Full committed.
drops the
he
mic,
goes hard,
starts screaming, panicking, looking for he like running through the audience. He closes he like opens the door, runs out into the bar area of the venue, comes back in, and then comes back in and goes, so my ex-girlfriend Deborah.
So good.
That's
and the commitment
really
level is
good.
untouched.
So
like it's
funny. It's so funny.
You know what? I'll tell you what. There's stuff like that Chicago's the best city for that kind of flavor.
Oh, yeah.
Well, because for the longest time, and it still is that way, even though there's still like some industry kind of like looking this way. But for the longest time, you could grow here without any like industry like overbearing presence, or like you could fail without worrying that there's a decision maker or a gatekeeper in the audience,
Right.
and then you're fucked.
But not anymore, baby. Now it's all for keeps.
All
The
online.
industry is here now. They've moved. They haven't. But well, like you had super weird people who could just be weird and get weirder. Until it was like Sarah Sherman, Sarah Squirm,
Sarah
Squirm.
or like Meg Stalter,
Totally.
or like
They're like household names now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or like Luke Null.
Meg Stalter opened up for me for my first album recording that I did
She's so
at
funny.
What is it? The Beat Kitchen.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
The Beat Kitchen. And I just remembered it being like people not knowing how to take it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I remember, and I'm dying laughing, just loving every
Dude,
second
the whole
of it.
time Stalter was in Chicago, I told her this many times. Like one of my favorite parts about watching her set would be hanging out in the back of the room and watching the audience watch her set.
Yes.
because like the people that got it were like they got it in a way that was like they're like on an inside joke.
Right.
And the people that didn't get it were genuinely like what they were
What is
confused.
this?
They were
Yes.
like, "Am I at a and like that was the funniest part to me was watching people like not able to quite get on board. Yeah, it was the best.
Yeah. I mean, like, she would, like, drop her, like, script into the
Yes.
audience and be like, can someone pick that up? Then she'd, like,
The
bend
blood
back
pellet.
up. Blood
Yeah.
would be coming out of her mouth.
Dude,
People were
the,
like,
the
what
bloody
is
teeth
happening?
is some of the funniest
Yeah,
ones. And
yeah.
then she did this, like, I don't know what does. She's like, I just want everyone to know tonight is my birthday. So she's like, when I say happy, you say birthday. And she wouldn't say happy. She just put the mic out.
Just pause with the microphone. Like, I didn't even do this.
Just
first time.
So
not
good at,
say
like-
happy, but
And
put
so
the
good at
microphone
making
out.
it look like she's not like you're
Dead
not
serious.
sure. Like
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
very-
gosh.
I love
she's
that.
one of the best. Chicago's an amazing scene for that. We're glad to have you back.
God,
dude.
it's
Big
good to
time.
be back.
Yeah.
It's been a little bit weird, but mostly weird in a good way.
Yeah. Sure.
It's been a little bit weird every once in a while. Everyone that I've been meeting, or in this instance, re-meeting, there's some people they're like, "Yo, dude, I did a show with you in 2017," and I'm like, "I'm sorry."
Yeah.
A lot
Like,
happens
good, I'm like,
since
"Good to
then.
see you again."
A lot of life has happened
I was
between
like,
now and then.
I buried that show.
Yeah.
deep.
You don't know what happened?
But I feel like a dick doing that.
You're just gonna be like, "Oh, good to see you again." And
I
then ask
know,
someone
but
else
I don't
what their
even.
name is.
I didn't do that.
Yeah.
I've been like, oh my god, I totally like. Please remind me.
I'm so bad
good to
with
see you
names.
again.
I
Yeah.
think it's always just better to be, rather than protect anyone's feelings, just be like exactly
remember.
sincere and apologetic.
That's
I
what
don't
I'm
know,
saying.
man.
Like,
This
I'm
happened to me
sorry.
when I was living in New York, like I was, meeting a lot of people, and I was like drinking a lot, and like one time I was like, and I'm friendly, so if someone walks up to like I'm talking to you, someone walks up like, "Hey man, I'm Matty," like, and I did that once, and this dude goes, "We've met 4 times."
Yeah,
and I was
right.
like, "I'm so sorry."
Well, I never
I-
introduce myself first, but if someone's like, "What's up, man? How's it going?" Blah 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 blah. This, that, and that about a time we hung out. It's not terrible to be like,
Yeah, sometimes you can kind of go with the flow and be like, how
I just do that for a while, and then like someone will be like, "Who's that?" I'm like, "I have no idea." They're like, "What?"
have you ever gone with the flow for too long,
Yep.
and then you're like, it's 3 hours later, and you know a lot about them, and you're like, "Oh,
yeah.
what is your name?"
No, not to their
too
face. I'll
much.
never do
No,
that.
no, of course I would never say that to them, but
Oh,
you're
yeah.
like looking at them. It's been 4 hours of them telling you about some of their darkest secrets.
Like you know about their nieces, and you're like,
Yeah, and you're like,
who the fuck are you?"
I know about your niece. Her name is Montana for some reason, but
Yep.
what is your fucking name?
I feel like I'm a lucky guy that I am married to a woman I love and I've been with for a long time. But then like when you hear stories of like hooking up with people and not knowing their
Oh.
name the next morning kind of thing, where I'm like, I don't think I ever had that. I don't think
No.
I knew at least their name.
Yeah. I've never gone that far.
Yeah, exactly.
I have joked about it before. We're like, what's your name again? That's a fun
I
one.
did it to my wife.
Yeah.
As I'm dropping her off at work.
I had to find a piece of mail when I was in college one time, and I was like leaving. I was like, "Where the fuck?
What's her name?
Did you did a mail check?
I didn't know where it was.
A girl one time. It was.
Yeah, I don't know what state I'm in.
True, straight up. I was like, "Where is this?"
Where
I'm in New Hampshire.
Where am I?
I need all the
Where am
information I could glean
What's
off
her
that.
name?
Yeah.
What state am I in?
Yeah.
Fuck. What's the gas company here?
Why am I bleeding?
Eagles? All right. It must be.
I'm
These are in
probably in
Chicago.
She harvested my organs.
I'm one kidney down, but at least I know I'm in New Hampshire right
But
now.
at least I know I fucked.
Oh, dude, I got no kidney, but I fucking Boston.
These sutures look sloppy, but nice, dude.
Really?
I did this to a lady who I ended up dating for a little bit, but we slept together for one of our first times. You know,
You love that.
And what, sleeping together?
Yeah.
Yeah, very fun. Big fact about
Chris
me,
loves
love
having sex.
to
You
have
guys need to know
sex.
this about
Yeah,
Chris. Everyone knows
you
that.
Chris told me specifically he loves the end part.
Yeah.
He says it at the end it rocks.
Yeah, the end is fun, but the beginning when I'm all like, "This is so hard,
Dude,
I should do more cardio."
I'm excited for my
That
first
part
time.
stinks, yeah.
I told you when I finally try it, you're gonna be the first guy I call.
Especially the end. When you do the end, give him a shout.
Let me
I've
know
heard that
about
it's.
the
I
end.
hear it can be
Yeah.
scary if you don't
That's
know
why.
what's coming.
So that's what his bumper sticker on his car means. Is when it says "I heart jizzing."
Yeah.
It's because he loves
Okay.
the end part
The
so
end
much.
part.
and
Yeah,
that's what you mean by the end of
It's
it.
when I'm jizzing. Yeah.
Gotcha. Didn't know what that meant.
This is.
I thought it was like a dance
This
move.
has been a male podcast.
Yeah, these last 5 minutes might need to just get cut.
These have been three guys doing jokes.
Don't cut them. Turn the volume up. But what I did, all right, I want to
talking
talk
about jizzing now
about
still?
the time
Okay.
that I had sex all the way to the end, and with a woman, and who I was like, I was like, I'm gonna try to date this girl. I like her a lot.
You had feelings.
I left her home, and on her bedside table, I accidentally left, I think like $50.
Okay.
Oh man, like it was
So
like
it
a.
seemed like I was like, here you go, whore.
Here's your penance.
Here you are,
Yikes.
prostitute
Yeah,
lady.
$50 is an amount where you're like, maybe there is.
Yeah, if
some-
it was like a few singles and a bus pass,
Yes,
that's one thing.
exactly.
But at 50 is like, well,
Yeah,
there we go.
She called me up and was like, "Hey, did you like mean to leave like $50 on my bed?" And I was poor. I was like a dog
You're like,
walker.
no.
I was like, I did not. That ruined my day.
I
Where
need
is
that.
Yeah,
You had like an air tag on the 50.
Yeah, you're like, I've been eating my leather couch this week.
That $50 is my rent for the month for my
That would be
box I
such a
live in.
trap. Like you throw a handful of nickels on the floor, like thanks.
Yeah, I felt So anyway, that's a story about the one time that I busted.
Nice, dude.
I loved it. I'm just glad that you had a fun night.
Thanks.
Every new
friend.
episode of this podcast, I'm like, is this taking a different turn? What category would it be in?
Are we going to be in like an intellectual podcast? Nope.
We sure aren't.
Not
Once you
even for
say
a
jizz
second.
more than 3 times in 5 minutes, I think you're off the intellectual charts.
Yeah, the algo buries you
Yeah.
into the trash zone.
Whatever, fellas. I thought it was more of a highbrow joke about how a girl I thought she was a sex worker, but
That's
she
right.
wasn't.
Yeah.
And I
don't
also
think
think-
it was very highbrow. Actually.
Very highbrow.
Yeah,
we
it
were
was
kind of
top-notch.
goofing on this beforehand, but I do genuinely believe, like, obviously legalized sex work, pro sex worker, I'm sex positive as heck.
God damn,
But
Luke, look at you.
the
go.
term sex worker, super lame. Hooker, way cooler. And if you're gonna make business cards, if I was gonna be Luke Null, sex worker, it would say Luke Null hooker.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
Because that's a way cooler.
Reclaim it.
Mine would
Sex
say
worker's weird.
Mine would say Jezebel.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because I would say
Jezebel.
maybe
Jezebel.
I would be a harlot.
A harlot.
Yeah.
Matty Ryan.
Harlot. That kind of goes hard.
Chris Higgins. Jezebel.
What about strumpet? Is that one?
Hooker.
Am I wrong about that?
Which one? A hooker.
Strumpet?
Strumpet.
Is that a
A
thing?
strumpet, but that means you only do hand stuff.
I don't know. It could be a bunch of
A
stuff.
strumpet does.
Strumpet. A woman who has many casual sexual encounters.
Okay, this is more just like a slut. I guess a
Yeah,
Jezebel
okay.
or a harlot are not necessarily implying that you receive payment.
a prostitute.
True.
Right. Okay, never mind.
It says
Archaic.
derogatory and dated.
See?
A
I got
strumpet,
I got
dude.
that old fucking vocab.
Dude, that's an ancient pull.
So I'd be that. I would. Yeah, it's the world's oldest profession.
A strumpet.
You damn strumpet. Get the hell back here.
Okay, then what's a harlot then? Let's see
Yeah,
what a
me,
harlot
me and
is.
the boys went to Vegas
was my
last
first-
weekend,
yeah, there
purchased
you go.
a couple strumpets.
Oh, look, it's the same exact definition for harlot and strumpet.
So a harlot's all. Oh, okay.
Truly, word for word, exactly the same. I
He
feel
called
like
her
the
a
dictionary's
harlot.
phoning it in on us right now.
I mean, it's one of the oldest jobs. It's probably got one of the most words You know
Yeah,
what I
that's
mean?
probably true.
God damn, I'm smart.
But what's
I
the
like how these
coolest?
are all
But
on-
what's the coolest word
Here's
for
a new
it?
thing we talked about starting weekly, if we can remember, which we probably won't, but let's try. Something you incognito Google search this week, either for a joke or otherwise, because you didn't want someone using your laptop to see it, or you didn't even want to see it
All
again.
right, I'll lead with this because
Sure.
I'll tell you right
I've
now,
got two.
it's like when people tell you like, "What's your guilty pleasure song or something?" I ain't guilty at all, dude. I ain't operating in incognito mode ever, dude.
Yeah.
I leave a
Okay.
trace.
Yeah,
All right,
I leave a trace.
I like that.
I leave a paper trail, but there are times when I'm searching for things that I'm just like, that probably ain't a good look. Mm-hmm. It's you, and I'm not even porn related stuff.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not
Just like weird, like,
Yeah.
why do I care what year Jingle All the Way came out?
sure.
Like that's what I'm googling
That was,
last
I
night.
mean, that was a killer movie. That's because that was a good year.
Every time that
What was
I'm
it 94? What were we talking?
96.
Whoa.
Fuck. I know that because I just googled that last
Atlanta
night.
Olympics year.
I mean, every time I
Yeah.
watch porn, in the back of my head, I'm thinking about like the my internet tribunal.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know, where like they're like, and on this day he looked up that, and I'm like, but I'm not just like,
Again?
yeah,
It's just the same search.
it's just normal stuff every
Right.
time. It's like girl with big boobs,
Rockin'
has
boobs.
sex.
Imagine putting something in that search bar and nothing comes back. You have to go straight to jail or hell.
It would be funny if you're being confronted with your porn search terms and searches, and the only thing that's changing it's just the description of the boobs, where it's like rockin' boobs, slamming boobs, killer boobs,
Cool ones.
clown boobs? Question mark.
Sweet boobs that definitely touch in the middle.
Boobs that touch in the middle, boobs that don't,
Boobs, comma, the cool kind.
boobs with W / space between.
Boobs,
right.
but they're spread.
I'm glad
Just one boob.
I am glad we kept this highbrow for sure. We talked about it. We're like, let's keep this nice.
Well, listen, I don't think this is
Tits.
a podcast for anyone wanting to tune into some kind of intellectual hour.
That's true.
Yeah, but sometimes I am searching for things that I'm like, this is weirdly like a historical fact that I'm curious about, mixed in with rock and boobs.
Yeah, yeah.
Boobs with space in between.
Or if you're getting into
It's just
the,
like life, a little bit of everything. You
what
know
do
what I
you,
mean?
so what are you incognito searching,
Oh, I
Matthew?
wrote it down.
The man who asks a question
One
most
of them I
likely
didn't
has the
even,
most fascinating answer.
Oh, one of them was.
What does incognito really even do?
Probably
just like-
nothing.
No, it does nothing. It basically like means if you type in something and someone else
It
is
won't
using
predict it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Predict a thing that's so weird that like they're like, oh, that was autocorrect.
Right.
One of them was, can you buy skunks?
Can you?
Can you?
Can you
You
buy
can.
skunks?
Yeah, yeah.
All right,
You can?
nice.
There's only 17
Well,
states that
why
allow
do
it.
you want to buy skunks?
Oh, for prank stuff.
Yeah, you want to rent a skunk.
No,
Yeah.
no, that's yours.
Wait,
That's your. I want to buy a
yeah,
skunk.
yeah.
I own. Wait, but you own. This was pluralized.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you don't just buy one. You want to get a few.
Have you ever?
I feel like one skunk, somebody could maybe be like, did this sneak in here? If there's 5 skunks or more in your house,
You're like, this was a plan.
Somebody did this to me.
we had
Yeah,
a
yeah.
skunk in my backyard growing up.
We had a lot
In
of skunks.
Oh, I was going to say not in Chicago.
No, in Colorado, and I swear my dad left it out. Like he would try to trap it, but I think he came up with the fact that the skunk was there was a good cover for him smoking pot in our
Sure.
backyard.
Nice.
He's like, oh my gosh, in my car it smells like a skunk.
Yeah.
You must have
There's
got
a skunk in my car, dude.
Got a skunk in my trunk, dude.
Francis, dude, I got sprayed straight off.
Straight up, dude. Way too
I
much.
didn't smoke. It's a skunk, honey.
Can you unscent a skunk's butt? Like, can you like
Yeah.
de-scent
You
its
have to take the
sack's
gland
butt?
out.
Damn, because they are cute.
Yeah,
They are
They
super
fuck
cute.
up. They my dad when I was growing up, my dad managed a golf course. He was a golf course
Okay.
superintendent. Like, and so a lot of times skunks would fuck up the greens and stuff. They would like be digging up the greens and stuff for like grub worms. And so my dad would be like, "Buck, I got," like he really didn't want to have to do it, but he would have to like either trap the skunk or shoot it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of the time shooting skunks, and I'm like, that's tough. But then one time it was like one of my first jobs was like parking golf carts at the clubhouse on the golf course, and my dad was like, some kids took a shit in the 18th hole cup. Can you go get it out? I'm like, that sucks.
Yeah.
And I remember going and seeing it and being like, no, that's super funny. Because
is
I was like probably 14 and I was like, that's hilarious. And then I did that with my friends at another golf course. I got inspired. I'm like, dude, that's so
honestly,
funny.
I mean, that is funny. That's like the
Especially
most
if it snakes out of the hole.
kind of like altruistic way to do it. Like, because you're doing it, you're like, man, someone's gonna have to clean this up. You're like, I did, so I get to do it.
Yes,
I know what this is like.
I did a cycle of abuse and pooping in the golf hole.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
You're like, I hate that I have to clean this up. This is super funny. I'm gonna do this.
I love you approaching it and being like, God damn it, this is funny.
Well, it
That's
was literally,
fucking-
I was like, how do you even know? Because I think part of it, the joke is like that you golf and then you go to pick the ball up and you don't look.
Yeah.
And you get poop on your hand. This was a full snake of turd hanging out of the top of
It
the
looked
hole.
like a icy from a movie theater.
Like someone, yes, exactly. It
Like a
had a
soft serve,
swirl.
like a snow cone, or like
It had
not
a
snow
soft
cone,
serve
regular.
to it. And I'm like, damn, that's really funny. And I'm like, I'm definitely going to do that
Also,
with my
what's
friend.
that kid eating? You know what I
I
mean?
know.
Let me get some diet tips.
Yeah, I'm about to say that ain't the way that my cookie crumbles, dude.
That's also
I'm
okay.
deer
Putting the hand in the
pellets.
car. That reminded me we would do this sometimes as kids. You put dog shit on the inside of someone's door handle,
Okay.
because then they get it.
It's a lot of like,
I know this
how do
one.
you
Yeah.
do things to make people touch poop?
Yeah.
Because
Poop dollar.
Poop dollar.
Poop dollar.
Well, that happened to my friend one time, and I still feel bad about it. We were in like, he grabbed this dollar before I could tell him that it was for someone else. And he just walked up the circle and just grabbed this dollar that some kid wiped his ass with and put it right in his pocket. And I was like, no. It was like one of my best friends that was at this
Now he's got
park full of
poop
100 kids.
Pocket,
Dude, you got poop pocket on top of poop dollar.
This is not good. How are you going to pay for anything?
Yeah,
Also,
what do you
okay,
buy
before
with
the
that?
internet? Before the internet, how do we all know about Poo Dollar as kids?
How do we
You're
all know
right.
that S?
The essay. Did you guys ever do the pass out thing where you put your neck and get like?
Yeah.
Well, what was that?
There's a lot of stuff like that where you're like,
Weird.
everybody just kind of knew about that.
yeah, but
Yeah.
how? Collective consciousness? Like,
It was
how does
like
that even?
It was like the underground
No internet.
information network of Big Brothers.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was like it was someone's big brother was always like, you know, if you
Whippets.
like,
That's true.
Yeah, it's like, you know, if you like suck the air from a balloon, you get stand.
You get fucking stain from.
Or the whipped cream canister. Somebody
Did you
had
ever
a great
do Whip
tweet
It?
that lives rent free forever. It was like, he's like, back in my day, you didn't need Joe Rogan. You had a friend with an older brother who was a fucking loser.
Yes.
And he had a bedroom with blacklight posters, and he would say that aliens invented the internet.
Yeah, dude.
And you're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I had a bunch of those guys.
I remember us going in. We had like a kind of a shitty kid who would sell porn. His brother's nudie mags. He would rip out pages of his brother's nudie mags, and then he would sell them to you for $1. And then he would be like, the best way to hide these is when you, like, do you have any CDs? You bust out the back, like the CD, like jewel case, and you can put it in there and then, put
Sure.
the CD case back together. Basically, there's a pocket that you can fold it up and
Yep.
put it in there. And I'm like, this is genius. I'm like, how'd you learn this? He's like, my freaking older brother, dude. And I remember I was like, eventually I became buddies with this kid. And he's like, I was like, where are all the nudie mags that he has? And he showed me his brother's collection. It was like a pretty obscene stack in his closet, but he had a sex toy that I've never seen before or since. And it was,
Oh, God.
it was like a wand with a like little cup that's like meant to just like go over just the head of your wiener. And I remember being like, what does that do? And he like, it like had a wall plug. He's like, I'm like, so wait, this is like not
Plugs into a wall.
it had to plug into a wall.
Oh, my-
And then it would like, blah, 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 and I'm like, there's no way that feels good. You know what I mean? Like it was like most of the thing was not meant to like go inside of your body.
Okay.
Like it wasn't a dildo.
It was just like a tip
It was
jiggler?
just a tip jiggler. Dude, it was a tip jiggler. It was a tip jiggler, and I'd never seen it before or since. Where I'm like, what is that? And he's like, I'll show you.
That's the old TJ.
And
dude.
then I remember thinking that that's what people did. I'm like, does everyone do tip jiggling?
Oh my god.
I don't know.
I've been jerking just stroke style. Should I
Yeah,
be
just
tip jiggling?
I've been doing regular.
This guy's got industrial strength wall outlet
Yeah.
tip jiggler.
This guy's getting the fuse box involved. I was just using my hand like a dork.
And it was like an intense amount of
That is
vibration that I'm like, that can't feel good.
That's
No.
That would hurt.
Scary. Scary. I'm scared.
He's getting jiggled tip right off.
I've never dug into that. I've not said that out
Your
loud
parents give you a
ever.
sex talk? Like,
I've
do you have any
never said
questions?
that out loud ever.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Maybe he like got like
That was
a
buried in
breast
there.
pump and he was like, yeah, this is a sex toy for sure.
I'm about to say maybe that's not even what it was. Maybe it was like some
He
other
stole it
sort
from a
of.
farm. It's for like a cow's udder.
Yeah, I don't know.
there's a cop listening to this who just solved a crime.
He goes, shit, that was a tip jiggler
God
all along.
damn it. God, it was a tip jiggler.
I didn't even think about it.
Also, shout out to the tip jiggler community. If, like, apparently, if I'm like, I'm acting, no shame at all, but I'm just like, I'd never seen that ever before, and I've never seen one since.
If you're
Keep
out
on
there
doing what y'all doing.
Yeah, if you're getting your tips industrially jiggled, it's fine, you know?
It feels like it looks like it would hurt.
Yeah.
Looks jarring.
Because the idea
People
of
like stuff that hurts, though, you know?
I love that you're buying porn, like Lucy's.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like Lucy titties.
Dude,
Could
one
you put in
time.
a request, or was like, this is all I got today?
So
It's one
sometimes
tit.
you really didn't even. Sometimes he had a system too where if he wasn't there to hand it off to you, there was a stump behind his house. This is real. You could put a $1 bill in the stump, and he
Dude,
would
little
put
boys
it
are
out
such
there.
perverts. It's so crazy.
There was a
There's
full.
a stump behind the house. You could go get your beat off material
And
from.
now forever, there's kids that will look at that stump and get horny.
Straight up, that stump.
I have to do with the stump fetish out there right now.
It was a hollowed out stump.
Oh, my
And the
God.
stump you could put money in, and he would sell you porn in the stump or liquor. His parents, he would do like Powerade bottles of like 151 you
was
could
just
buy from the
stealing-
stump.
he was
Incredible. I
stealing
like like in the
titties from his
country, it's
brother.
like you get like farm fresh eggs or a bouquet of flowers. It's like a trust stand.
Porn stump. My brother, my dad one time was like, my brother's 4 years younger than me, and I was hiding mostly the porn the way that I was recommended inside the jewel cases.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But sometimes I would put them in books in my bookcase. Like
Sure.
I would use them almost like bookmarks. My dad was like, my little brother wanted a book, and my dad goes, you got to read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Jake.
No, it's too scary for him.
And he got it off the bookshelf, and he goes to give it to my brother, and some porn popped out, and he goes, let's see what your brother's been looking at. And then he said that my dad looked at it and then just like put it in his pocket, and my dad never brought it up to me. I had forgotten about that one.
Really?
You know what I mean? Like, and my brother just was like, yeah, I think Dad just kept it.
The jerk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Before
a good one
internet,
too.
he's like, nice.
You guys are related. You guys probably have similar jerk
It's true.
tastes.
You're probably not wrong.
Actually,
Yeah.
this is a gross conversation. To
Yeah,
go
we
down
both
this
love
rabbit hole
tip
of.
jiggling,
Sorry,
dude.
buddy. Yeah.
It's genetically
You're like,
passed
that was
down.
actually in my dad's room. I found the Gibbler app.
yeah.
My dad, like after I graduated college, he came into like the room I was there before I like moved, and he came into my room and was just like, "Here you go," and he set a bag of every pipe he'd ever stolen from me.
Nice.
He was like, "I've been
Dang.
smoking these." He's like, "By the way, a lot of them are clogged." Like,
Hell yeah. Get cleaning.
A lot of these you need to do some work on.
He said it was like a fun scavenger hunt because neither of us knew that the other one was smoking tons of pot.
Sure.
Really, but he knew I was.
It was like spy versus spy kind of shit.
But
Well,
he
yeah.
never brought it up. You just had to. You were just like, oh, they
he
found that
never
one.
got me in trouble ever. I just assumed I was either losing the pipes or, yeah, I just kind of was like, maybe my dad's taking them and just being chill about it, which is what was happening.
Yeah.
And he would just steal the pipes and he'd be like, oh fuck, yeah, sweet new pipe.
No pipe, dude. Oh, this one's cool.
Like, technically, I bought it.
Nice,
anyway.
dude.
Like, all
Yeah,
my
that's
money
true.
was coming from like doing yard work for him.
Right.
Like at that stage of my life.
Did you like? Oh, when you were a kid, what was the way that you would get weed?
Oh. From like people, older kids or kids. Like when you got
Yeah.
older, like when you're, I don't know, when I was young, it was older kids. And then when I
How old were you when you
aged into
started
that-
smoking?
Probably like 15,
Right.
maybe 14.
Eighth grade
Same.
for me?
Yeah, I think it was
Yeah.
14.
Yeah,
Eighth grade.
So then it was always older kids, but then by the time you're a senior in high school, it's like other senior, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
it was always
or I sold
someone's-
it for a while too.
Someone's older brother until I was selling it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
See, I never sold it, but I had friends that did. It's so great to have the friend who sells.
yes,
Yeah.
My
You know?
best
Way
friend
better.
in
But
high
then I don't
school-
have to be involved with the guy who provides me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The weird guy that sometimes is real mean and scary.
My best friend in high school, who we'll have him be unnamed in this, but he
Certainly.
was growing weed up in the mountains above where we lived, and I straight up think the Boulder Police Department sent a young-looking cop to come like be in our senior class.
Like fucking, what's it called?
He got
Like, 21 Jump
Street?
I think we got jump streeted. He got straight up raided.
Whoa.
Like his house up in the mountains got raided. There's no way
He didn't
anyone-
get 21 Jump Street, dude.
I think he got jump streeted.
No,
yeah.
one kid ratted, dude. Some of these kids are
Or someone
scumbags.
ratted.
Yeah, or usually like if they catch one kid with it, they'll be like, where'd you
one
get it
nerd
from?
that doesn't know enough that like if
Right.
he can just let a couple things out, or like,
And my friend
doesn't
was-
know about getting interrogated, and they're like, just tell us what you know and you'll be okay. And they're like, and then they tell everything. You're like, oh shit, you could have told us much less.
In college,
But what you
though,
do is that you say nothing.
there's you don't say shit.
You don't say shit.
You don't say shit to shit. That everybody knows that.
especially in the suburbs.
I've gone to
Especially in
jail
the
'cause I didn't say
burbs.
shit. You got to, dog.
But at the same time, I have memories of like it feeling fun and cool in high school, and then by the time I'm in college, I'm just like annoyed that I don't want to have to like change weed guys again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm like, oh, my weed guy like graduated or he
Yeah, yeah.
moved, so now I got to go to a new guy. And there's like that movie Pineapple Express. The thing that I think they capture really well in that movie is that
He, like, smokes a
idea
bowl.
of
You
having
have
to
to
like
hang there for, like,
hang
20
there
minutes.
for a second
Yes.
while the guy measures it out and packs that for you. Where I'm like, there were a couple times, no problem. The guy's perfectly nice and normal. And it
Sometimes
was like
you're in a hurry.
another student. And then you're like, oh no, this is just a guy that lives in my college town. That's just like a weird guy. And I'm like, I'd love for you to just have a couple bags of it already measured out.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's part of it is because he's like, he wants you to see.
He wants
That
you to see,
you're
and he
getting
also
your
wants-
money's worth.
Also, he wants you to see that you're getting the 3.5 or whatever. But also, if one of the dipshits at college does rat,
Yes.
and some guy comes in there and he gets raided, there's not 40 bags, there's not 48s pre-bagged out.
Right.
It's just like one. Oh, this is all this pound is personal
Yes.
use.
Well, the
not-
scales what'll
Pound
get you.
personal pot, baby.
Right.
I would when I sold weed, if I wanted to hang out with you, you were coming in. If I didn't want to hang out with you,
I'll come to you.
No, I would just leave the weed on in the barbecue, and you could leave the money.
That
in the
was your
barbecue.
stump.
Yeah, I had a stump as well.
One of my friends did that. It was a barbecue too. That had like several things in there. It was the stump.
And then the barbecue just advanced to because during the pandemic, I couldn't have anybody in the house.
Oh, yeah.
But I still had to sell my drugs.
Well, how were you going to sell your drugs?
How else was I going to
While remaining safe.
any kind of money? So the barbecue became my permanent system.
Pretty sick.
Honestly, after that, I was like, I don't ever want to talk.
I
to
forgot you were
anybody.
still selling weed even when the pandemic happened.
It was
That's
kind
so
of what
funny.
got me through it.
It was like already legal, and you're
You
like,
stack that paper
"I
to the
I'll still
ceiling,
sell it to you."
baby.
Yep, and I don't do that anymore. I am so glad to not do that anymore.
Well, there's no money in it now that it's fucking legal
It's like
everywhere.
Bud
think
Light
there's-
now.
I think there's still money in it because the street is so much cheaper than the getting in the.
It can be, but it's also
I
the
miss being
quality's
able
not
to buy
guaranteed.
shitty weed.
Yeah,
I miss them being like, do you want this much
Do you want it to be
garbage
brown?
mids
Yeah.
or do you want this much good stuff? I'm like, give me the trash,
They
baby.
don't sell mids anymore.
They don't.
No.
I think it's a sad day because I miss buying a big stupid bag of weed that looked like it had been stomped in the mud and then
Tons of
baked in the
seeds.
sun, and then
Yeah.
they.
and
I'm
vacuum
like, this
seed. Remember when it
sucks.
would like it would be literal brickweed, where it'd be all
Yeah.
with stems,
Yeah.
and,
And that's
seeds.
what I like.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Me too.
I wanted a big wad of weed that you can
Like
smoke like
70s
a
weed.
lot of it and
Yeah.
get like kind of high.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah,
rather
yeah.
than one scoop of weed. I'm high
You're on
for
the
like
moon.
9 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now I am a blanket. This is great. Perfect. I've been blanketed.
I'm
This is-
blanket now.
Excellent. Thanks so much. How are you liking being back in Chicago for like the road and stuff?
It's been good so far, man. It's more centrally located, so that is nice.
It's huge.
So I think it'll be easier to get to, obviously the Midwest, but like I'm kind of working through gigs that I had booked when I was still living in Los Angeles. So I have like a lot of things that I'm having to go back to the West Coast for.
Right.
Like I was just back in Vancouver. I've never been up there.
Nice.
Had you
I
been up
haven't
there?
either.
I used to go a lot. My great aunt lived there when I was growing up.
I want
It's
to
a
go
cool
so
place.
bad.
It's
Yeah.
you
I've
would
heard
love
it's
it.
awesome. I
You
mean, I
would
love
love
the
it.
Pacific Northwest, and it's just the Canadian version.
It's exactly that, and it's funny. There's certain things like when you're doing your act that you don't realize are like American only references.
Yeah, I'm in Winnipeg in like 2 weeks. I've been there before, and the same thing where I was
Right.
like, "Oh, I was doing a thing about Southwest Airlines," and they were like, "We don't have that here."
Right. I had merch with like a little scan code for Venmo. And they're
Oh.
like, sorry, doggy, we don't got that.
What do
And
they have?
They got Venmo or something. I don't know. They have like a Canadian version.
Venmo.
Like Venmo. They have like another Venmo thing that's just Canadian. But like, they were like, ooh, so we'll just give you cash. So they're giving me like Canadian cash. And I'm like, I don't want your funny money.
What is this?
This is trash.
It
to
doesn't
me.
even
Get
feel
it?
right.
Yeah,
I
just
only. This is
papers.
literally just monopoly money,
Use
dog.
this for car washes.
Yeah, exactly. It was, but then I'm like, I guess I got to spend all this Canadian money before I leave.
Did you have to exchange it and all that when you got home?
I spent it all.
There you go.
I didn't
Nice.
make enough to not.
That's
you know
fine.
what I mean. I made enough to be like, excuse me, like I'm just gonna eat and drink on this the next couple days.
Right. That's like kind of how merch works for me
Yeah,
as well.
a little walking around money.
Yeah. It's
yeah,
a
little
spend
whack.
change.
100%.
Walking
Sure.
around cash.
100%.
I'm gonna try to get some koozies made for Winnipeg. I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's also, I didn't know, this was weird about going up to Canada. You don't know like certain things that legally aren't the same up there. Like you're not allowed, there's no kissing up there.
I was like, at first, I was like, he's about to say something. I was like, is this going on? Yeah.
You're not allowed to smooch at all up north of the border. They're not allowed to kiss.
Okay, speaking of Winnipeg again, there is a thing where I guess it's only in Manitoba, but like people, last time I was there, because they have you there Tuesday through Saturday. So you have to do a Tuesday and Wednesday show. And I was like, I'm not a draw, so this is a bad idea for all of us. But they do like, it's this thing that's only in Manitoba where like you basically have a party where people come and then pay for your wedding that is now also in the future. Does that make sense? So it's like almost like a wedding shower or like a bridal shower where like people come, there's like silent auctions, people bid on stuff. Like there was a bunch of like the Tuesday, Wednesday shows were like sold out because there was like one or two of these parties at it. But I guess it's a strictly Manitoba thing. It's only in that province.
What's the party?
Weird.
It's called like I don't know, a wedding thing.
Can you kiss?
A wedding shower?
You're not allowed to kiss.
Not allowed to
against
kiss.
the law.
Though. That's strict.
You may
That's
shake the bride's hand.
Yeah,
Don't
that's the
even
whole.
Think about even if
That's
you
the
get
whole
married.
country is no kissing.
Can you
It's
get
all
married?
side hugging. You can get married. You can bang and fucking do everything else. Just no kissing. That's illegal.
No kissing.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's like pretty much
It's too
no making out either. Like any kissing is just illegal up there. To do it, so you got to get other ways to kind of preheat the oven for intercourse.
I'm gonna go up there with my girlfriend and she tries to kiss me, I'm gonna freak out.
Oh, it's called a wedding social.
A wedding
social.
It's a fundraising party for the couple.
Okay, so it's not. So it's essentially just a wedding shower,
Well,
like a
looks
bridal.
Pretty
expensive.
much. But everyone gives you. You have like they give you money.
Right.
Like,
That's what
it's
that's what like a bridal shower is for.
But
pretty
who
much.
pays for the party?
So you're basically paying
The
for
parents.
party shit that you would pay for a wedding your fundraiser for your
doesn't
wedding.
make a lot of sense to me.
This has a DJ and dancing and prizes, food and drinks. So a wedding.
They were all fun. And,
I bet.
And the shows were fun.
Yeah.
And there was people at the shows because they happened. So I'm not. This
Winnipeg,
is a great little event.
Vancouver
Yeah.
was hating on Winnipeg. I'll tell you that.
I'll
Yeah.
bet.
They played the song "I Hate Winnipeg."
Really?
That's a bop though.
It's a bop.
Yeah.
I never heard it.
It's not real.
Oh.
No, it is. No, it is.
It is real?
Yeah, there's a song called "I Hate Winnipeg," and they played it for me. And I was like, "Dude, this is a
They
great
played
song."
it so many times. They played a lot.
It's got kind of an acoustic-y.
Chris is still not sure.
Yeah, I hate. That's it. It's that.
Oh, it really is a song?
Yeah.
Shut. I thought you were.
Yeah, it's
I
called
totally-
"One Great City." That's what it is.
One great city that I hate.
But the
Oh,
chorus is "I hate Winnipeg."
Really?
Yeah.
Well, hey, free. I'm so gullible, and now this isn't gonna help my
No, it's
gullibleness.
not.
So this
I
being
was having
real,
so much fun because I'm like, we got him 3 times in a row on the same thing.
I was about to say
And
this.
now it's
This
real,
being
so-
real. Yeah, just the "I hate Winnipeg" parts. This being real, does it make the kissing being illegal more believable now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe that as well now. Maybe you
know
saw
what-
someone
do you know what
kissed and then
Winnipeg
the
is?
cops
And-
tackled both of them. Go, holy shit!
You
They
were
take
just
it
there.
seriously.
here.
It's 3 hours north of Fargo, where you just were.
Oh, Winnipeg.
Oh yeah, you were in Fargo.
I was
like
up
a
in
3-hour
Fargo.
drive north. It's just right above North Dakota. That's
Dude,
where
I had a friggin' hoot in Fargo. I'll tell you what.
it's a great time.
I had a good time. I drank some beers.
Yep, you got to.
I ate some food.
Did you go to the VFW?
I was right by it for a long time, but I didn't go in. I stood in the precipice of going in
Nice.
and made the decision. I'm good on it.
They love the VFW
We
there.
stood for a while because there was a promotion at they call a shot a bump there.
Okay, that's a different.
So it was like a beer with a free bump, and
Yeah.
I was like, we call bump something
Yeah, they were
different.
like,
in Chicago.
different.
there was like a promo. They're like a beer and a bump, buy one get
And I
one
was like, let's
free.
go to this
We're
place.
like,
This
Fuck, Fargo!
This is different.
This is the coolest VFW we got in the country.
This is the raddest VFW of all, dude.
Everyone you had in there, everyone's like, we got fucking business ideas. Who wants to do it?
It's a walkie-talkie for cats.
It's beer and bump night. It's a walkie-talkie for cats.
That's my coked out energy guy.
That's a perfect. It's
I just invented a roller coaster for dogs. It's going to be incredible.
I'm gonna have a roller coaster for dogs. The walkie-talkies they can't use
Because
those are for cats.
You need thumbs to squeeze the side, and they don't have that because they're cats.
because they're cats.
What's your invention?
I was just letting you guys do that one for a while.
He was letting us breathe.
We lost you.
I know. I was like,
Yeah, sometimes you just pull the ripcord and you're like, I don't want in on
They're
that.
still doing walkie-talkie cats. I'm just gonna let them play.
I don't have riffs for walkie-talkie cats. This isn't mine.
My life experience doesn't inform me to be able to. I don't know any cats that would need to be able to communicate long distance like that.
Not
I
with
don't understand.
walkie-talkies. It doesn't make any sense to me.
No, but short range enough that you still have to coordinate.
And we're back. You brought me in just to fuck with me, didn't you? You're like, come on, talk to us. Anyways, these cat walkie-talkies.
Walkie-talkie cats. Well, so Fargo is, I think, one of the
fun
most
club.
slept on clubs in the country.
I loved that. I had a great time at the Cellar.
Yeah.
So fun.
Hopefully they
Super
don't
fun
get
club.
hit with a cease and desist for calling themselves the Cellar, though.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it.
Fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it.
I mean, it is a cellar.
it's
of
technically
you know what I
down
mean?
there.
Yeah, it's a cellar.
Yeah, that's cool with me.
I did post a couple of videos promoting, like, hey, come see my show at the Cellar. And I was like, if you respond to this ad, I'll give you, and in my video, I had a VHS copy of the movie The Matrix.
Nice.
And I was like, I will give you a VHS copy of the movie The Matrix. The amount of
someone show
motherfuckers that were coming up to me going, where's my VHS copy of the Matrix? And I was like, first of all, I'm glad that that the ad worked.
Yeah, what a great
But-
way to discover that it works.
It was, but then I felt bad because I'm like, I should have at least brought one copy of the, because I have one.
You just tell everyone else that the one guy already got it.
Exactly. I give it one sleeve, and then the movie inside of it's actually Mel Gibson's The Patriot.
There you go.
I'm like, sorry.
That's a good bait and switch.
Great movie.
Which one, Matrix or The Patriot?
The Patriot.
The Patriot. I remember them a substitute teacher putting that on instead of
Like,
teaching
this
us.
is what happened.
Yeah, this is historically accurate.
Check it out. This is the war.
We had a guy that threw tomahawks.
You go to take a test about the Revolutionary War. You're like, so when Heath Ledger died, Mel Gibson pretty much turned the whole tide.
Lost is mine.
He was not stoked. Wasn't that supposed to be about the swamp fox?
The what?
Yeah,
You don't know about the swamp fox, dude?
he had a nickname. The guy. It
was
was
a
based
dude.
on a real guy. It
He was like
like
he started like a
Something ghost.
militia group with like farmers, and he was like sneaky. So like the British called him the swamp fox. You know about this?
Come
I thought it
on.
was something. The
Will you
ghost.
Google swamp fox real quick?
I thought it was called like the ghost.
Yeah, the
swamp.
ghost of the forest ghost.
I bet it's Swamp Fox. Yeah, god damn it. He's always
Damn,
right.
Francis Mason. Yeah,
Yeah,
Marion.
Frank, dude.
God,
Swamp Fox,
Frank,
dude.
let's
He's
go.
always
He was
Yeah,
mad
right.
as hell.
We were talking. Matty knows so much history. Do you know about the history of Streeterville here in Chicago?
A little bit that it was just like a weird grab bag of people being like, "This is mine," and I claim this, and
Yeah.
then
It
being
was
like,
the guy
"We
just-
honor that."
Dude,
Yeah.
Cap Streeter started it. He like fought the city for years. He was a riverboat captain and a circus owner, and he crashed his
Of course
boat.
he was.
He crashed his boat into like a sandbar, like right by like where kind of by Navy Pier. I don't know where it would be. I think around
the site now is where the Hancock Tower is.
Okay, yeah. So like right over there, he crashed his boat and he couldn't move it, so he was like, "This is mine now."
Yeah.
And then like silt started building up around the boat, and then he had city garbage trucks dump all this garbage to like
Yes.
build it out, and then it was just like all these like kind of vagabonds, and he said he wasn't like the laws of Chicago and Illinois didn't apply to him.
Yeah.
And he was like, he also like had armed standoffs with police. I think he pulled a cannon out against the National Guard
And I
one
think
time.
eventually they were just like, "Nah, that's his."
Listen,
He finally died, and like that was that.
It
but
was like the power of dibs back then.
He
Was, like,
dibs
such a
the
thing.
trash
And
landfill.
one of the things I was reading was like he shot a guy with a shotgun, and then was charged for attempted murder and got off. Because they argued that birdshot isn't technically deadly enough. So straight up shot a guy, and he's like, "Don't be a fucking coward. It's just birdshot."
I think Dick Cheney did the same argument.
I think you're right.
And but based on precedent, he's like, "Yeah, I shot a guy in the face with bird shots.
Yeah,
Shut up."
It's fucking the
not
Streeter
man
law.
shit.
That
He's
guy
alive.
apologized to Dick Cheney.
Yeah. Sorry,
He
I got in the
literally
way.
did.
Sorry about that.
Sorry, my face got in the way of your bird shot.
That is
Dick.
so crazy.
I'm so sorry, my face got right in the way of your bird shot.
They like fought against the National Guard at
I think
Streeter.
maybe the National Guard wasn't even around yet, but I know that like I think he brought like a cannon. I want to say he was a Civil War veteran. I could be wrong, but I think he had like a Civil War era cannon that there was like a standoff with armed troops, and he was like, "This is my fucking little weird floating town."
I do think that if you are gonna be a weird guy who like is like a sovereign citizen, kind of like I know my rights, this kind of thing, where it's like if you use all muzzle loading cannons and muskets and shit, that should be
You're in.
cool.
Yeah.
Like you're still allowed to shoot cannons at people. It's like,
if you've
don't
got-
go around that guy, dude. He's got a cannon, dude.
Got
If
him.
you've got like a drummer boy and a whistler guy,
Yeah, he has
in
a
the
fife.
army-
A
fife, dude?
Yeah, wait,
Dude, he's got
what?
a freaking fife player, dude.
Oh shit, he's legit, dude.
Shit.
I didn't even know there's a term for fife.
Yo, it's a fife.
Yeah, fife for fighting
Well,
is their
term
cover
for
band.
fife is fife. Yeah.
That's the guy who's that's like
That's
the, dude, that's the funniest thing that I've ever heard. Someone in the British military was like, "We need a goddamn whistle boy.
Make sure he's young.
boy.
Make sure there's someone to cheer up the troops as we march into bullets."
Well,
A
it's not
9-year-old?
fun
Yeah.
to march, sir. We need something. We need a whistle, lad.
Fully traumatized. 9 years old, playing his flute. His dad's arm just gets blown off.
Devin only knows like 2 songs.
That's all we need. Just one, actually.
Are they chipper and way too happy for war? Yes, they are.
Did you ever read about, I don't know which one it was, the Civil War battle where like people thought it was going to be chill to like have
Bull
a
Run.
picnic and like
But
watch
that's
it?
the first battle.
Oh yeah, and they were like, oh, this is not chill.
They're like, oh, this is for real deal fucked up.
Oh, you said war. Like war? Not
All
good.
the way
They
war.
thought they were going to be watching like a football game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Straight
they
up,
did.
People had like picnics and stuff with their big dresses and
Well, they
everything.
also
and, like,
thought that
and
the
dudes are, like,
Union was going to
trampling.
win big time, and they lost big time.
Wait, wasn't it Confederates that went and picnicked?
No.
It was
the
Union?
Union people went and picnicked, and then thinking like this will be no problem.
Yeah.
Thinking the Union got this is going to be a cool way to spend the afternoon, and then it's like no,
And the
Union got
Confederates,
routed.
filled with bloodlust and racism, overran
Yeah.
them.
And then exactly, and now that's why slavery's legal.
But also,
they
okay,
won.
like a football
no, they did
game,
win. They won the first battle.
It's
they won
not
Bull
like
Run.
contained
Yeah.
within like the football field.
No,
You know what I mean? If you and like dudes are running against like over your picnic, bleeding.
There's
you know,
no
like,
referee.
Right.
There's no
Yeah.
one being like, "You're out of bounds. There's
Foul.
people picnicking here, actually."
This is a picnic only zone.
Yeah, stop shooting in the picnic zone.
Heard of a crumpet much?
We're trying to enjoy our crumpets. You guys keep murdering each other over here.
This is our crop zone, dude.
Or
Please
crop zone
Head to the warfield if you don't mind.
over there.
You're actually out of
Streeterville.
bounds.
Sorry, there's a guy over there with a cannon, dude.
That
He
place
says
for
he
you.
lives here. Let him live there. Also, Streeterville being right where it is and being like a crazy guy with a cannon, it's like right down in downtown.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like-
yeah.
So back then they were just like, oh, we can't go over there. That guy just claimed essentially downtown.
Yeah,
He's like,
that's so.
yeah.
They're like,
Imagine that.
yeah,
You're
it's his. He's
you get-
real crazy.
You're
He's
like
nuts.
drunk in downtown Chicago back in the day, and you're like, "Yeah, don't walk over there. It's actually not part of America,
Does not-
technically."
he doesn't subscribe to any of our laws.
He does not
He's got boat
honor
laws.
our shit.
That pile of trash in that boat, that's his.
That's kind of his stuff.
yeah. So don't go over there. He'll shoot you with a fucking cannon, and apparently that's not murder.
Yeah, if
That's
it's
true.
filled with birdshot.
How's your leg feeling, by the way?
I feel fine. I've got this nice little thing on my butt that's keeping me propped.
That's fantastic. Chris
It's a-
has
it's a tip jiggler?
sciatica. It's rough.
I have sciatica, and it's mostly, I think, from
We were going to do the podcast somewhere else so we can sit. That's why he has to like not turn.
Yeah, that's why I look like I'm broken, and like I look like
I wouldn't have known if you didn't tell me.
See, amazing.
You look normal.
See, he's a player.
Yeah.
He plays hurt.
I
That's
look
for
like-
the podcast listeners.
I
Really,
look like I got hurt. You know, as some would say.
I think you look great.
Yeah. I look.
You were saying how you think you got it though.
traveling. For sure, it's from sitting for too long, going to stupid places like, and this over the weekend. My weekend was landing in Dallas, Texas, and then driving to Tyler, Texas for 2 fucking hours.
Is it 2
boy.
hours from the airport?
Yeah, so
That's
it
not
was like
as
the
fun.
exact opposite thing I was supposed to do, and then so I got back and I was like barely able to walk into my physical therapist, and she was like, "Hey, so like, for sure take this next weekend off." Like, she's like, "I don't know what you're gonna do, but like, try to reschedule.
Please
it. Like,
don't.
Everything's. I'm gonna be fighting an uphill battle if you keep." So
I brought him my Theragun so he can just
No,
pile
dude,
drive
those
his
do
ass with it.
rock.
yeah, he
Have
got
you
me an
fucked those?
ass blaster.
Nice, dude.
I'm gonna blast myself.
Have you ever used one before?
Yeah.
they're legit.
Oh, for sure.
They're great, and I think I'm not supposed to. I called my physical therapist about it and was like, "What should I do? Can I use this?" And she said, "Just use it on the surrounding muscles, not up on where the sciatic nerve is."
Right. Don't go ground
I
zero
looked
with
up.
it.
Well, before I even brought it, I'm like, "Can you use this for sciatica?" And they
Oh,
said,
yeah.
"Not on the nerve,
Oh,
just
yeah.
on the muscles."
Yeah. And I called her too.
I mean, that thing can go.
It hurt when it's on a muscle and it goes over to a bone. It's
It
like,
hurts.
You're like, "Oh shit!"
I will say the place where I'm doing physical therapy absolutely rules. It's just like a coven of white women,
Coven?
Latinas, and gay dudes talking
Nice.
about their
Hell yeah.
boo boos and how to stretch my
I love
glutes.
that.
Tell you what, they know.
Yeah.
It's a great
it's
vibe
a
in there.
good team. I walked in there and I was like, I trust everyone in here. Stretch me out. Show me the stretches.
Absolutely
Stretch me, mama.
obliterate my meat.
Stretch me. Did you tell you're putting weed cream on?
Yeah, I told him I'm putting weed cream almost directly on my ass.
Tinctures.
He's been just spackling his crack with his weed cream.
Been absolutely fully getting rid of his butt crack
yeah.
with weed tincture.
It's like a Freemason.
and it matches the skin tone perfectly.
Getting rid of his butt crack.
Yeah, dude, it's a smooth.
It's just all
It's one cheek.
It's a Ken butt now, dude.
Spackling over your full butt crack is funny.
He's grouting his crack.
Yeah.
He's fully grouted it.
It's crowded, dude.
Now, it'd be also cool to add a second crack.
The only
Double crack, dude.
Double
Now,
crack.
see, that's what we're talking about. This is the kind of idea, man, I like on the pod. You know,
Because I like one
Double
butt
cracks.
cheek. What's better than one butt cheek? 3
Do you know
butt
how much time
cheeks.
you'd save, dude? 3 butts.
Yeah. Someone's had to have had 3 butts.
Come on, dude. I'm not
I
trying
guess
to lose
technically
money on
2
this,
butts.
dude.
Luke pitched that like it was like a genius marketing plan, and Matty picked up and ran with it like he was the CEO who's like, "This is my fucking guy."
And he's
Yeah,
like,
dude.
I'd like to make an offer.
He's
I've
like,
been trying
"What
to
do we
figure out
think
a way
about 2 butt cracks?"
make some
Matty was
money.
like, "This is why we hire the fucking best
This is the
right
guy.
here."
I knew you were right.
You're an ideas man, and we need
like
that
it.
here.
Oh man, the only thing I mean, I was in pain the entire time flying and driving, but I did get to stop. Buc-ee's cheered me the fuck up. I'll say
Where was
that
you? Oh, in
much.
Texas.
Did you get Buc-ee Nugs?
The Buc-ee, the little chip things,
The nuggets.
What are those?
Buc-ee's
Are they chicken nuggets?
nugget-
chicken
no, no.
nuggets. What
Beaver
are they?
nuggets?
They're Buc-ee nuggets, dude. They're like these. They're sweet treat, so they kind of taste like to me like waffle crisp, where
Okay.
it's like
Okay.
it's like caramelized crunchy nugs that are like maple syrup almost
Like a
on the
Stroop waffle or
outside.
something?
Not even that. They're like. If you saw them, Israel, if you could type in Buc-ee nuggets,
Buc-ee nuggets. I see. I would do that incognito just out of the gate. I'd be afraid I
So,
see like
yeah,
little
that's a
wieners
plate of
covered in
them.
poo.
this is them, but they taste like almost like maple syrup, but they're so fucking good.
See, I think I saw those.
What are
and
they called?
it-
Beaver-
That's not popcorn.
That's
Beaver
how
nuggets, dude.
That's how they served it, and I saw that, and I was like, I don't want beaver nuggets.
Here's
at
the
all.
thing. I didn't either until you get your little beaver paws on one and you
And
pop
then-
it in your beaver mouth.
Is it corn
Then
based?
you'll-
What's the nugget? Is it like a?
it's kind of
Is
You're
it
a
cornmeal?
full-blown cannibal.
no, it's kind of hard to describe. It's kind of an aerated,
Sure.
crisp.
Looks like it.
But it is. They're so
snack?
sweet. Yeah, it's like puff. I
Yeah,
would,
but
I would
what's-
describe
is
it as
it
a
like
puff.
wheat? Is it a grain?
Corn puff.
A
Corn.
corn
It was
puff.
corn. See?
But
Yeah.
it's all about that sweet caramel coating.
Sure.
You know what I did get?
Like corn pops, but with different flavoring on the outside.
It really reminded me of the flavor of like a French toast crunch.
nice.
I
Oh,
feel
yeah.
like Buc-ee's is an insane. It is the most Texas. It is Texas.
Texas.
Oh,
It's
for
just
sure.
fun.
And it's like almost a religion down there.
Yeah.
And also, I've been talking about this on the road, especially because if you're even close to a Buc-ee's, and here's what I've been seeing in the last couple of years, even when you're not, I've seen this when I've been on the road in Michigan and Wisconsin, a Buc-ee's billboard, and it has the logo, and it says Buc-ee's 896 miles.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's obviously they're not like asking you to go
No.
to that one, but they're like, hey,
Just
we
so you
know. It's like for if you're from Texas and you're driving Wisconsin, like, oh, that's
It's
nice.
it's
like,
kind of genius
it kind of is.
marketing because they put those billboards up in states where there is no Buc-ee's.
so you're like, what
Yeah.
is this?
yeah,
Yeah.
like and I mean, yeah, I do feel as though it should be illegal to sell brisket on this to people who are about to drive.
Yeah,
You will
Like,
know
because you need a nap after
Here's
that.
the thing.
They're selling a nap between two buns.
They're expecting you to have
I need to
some kind of control over how much brisket you inhale, though. That's this.
No, I bought a brisket burrito and a brisket sandwich.
Okay, if you're saying that, then I don't think they should have those drive-through liquor stores in Louisiana where they sell you
Of
a
course
slushie.
they shouldn't.
with a
Certainly
slushie.
shouldn't.
But that
I
rock said
agree
they
with
did.
that, yeah.
I know, and you
But
get
don't worry,
one.
they put tape over the straw to make sure that you know that person's not drinking and driving.
Mine didn't even have tape; it just had the little paper thing on it, and then you just take it off, and now it's not closed anymore.
Now, I'm pro Buc-ee's. I think Buc-ee's does rock, but it is like so deeply beloved that I'm like, people are like, oh, you got to go to Buc-ee's for their bathroom.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
what?
What? And
It's great. It tells you how many stalls are open before you even head on
before
in
you
there.
even crap.
No, it's like a religion, like light religion.
And there's something almost like dystopic about when you're walking between the pumps and the place, and you look at how many. I pumped my gas
9,000
on
pumps.
pump 233.
What are you talking about? Are you serious?
That many,
like
dude.
500
It's
Oh,
a
so I've never been to a proper Buc-ee's then.
a
guess.
Buc-ee's.
I-
It's
I-
like a freaking It is Texas as fuck. They're humongous. It's absolutely
100
gargantuan.
gas pumps?
Yeah.
More 200.
200. It was in.
They're huge.
So it's as big as like a stadium?
Pretty much.
I mean, it was like 3 city blocks.
Oh my
of
God.
pumps, basically.
So, but there are Buc-ee's that are not like that though, right?
There are some that are a little smaller, but they're
feel like I
all
went to,
pretty
like, a
fucking
regular
big.
one.
I think they go hard. They try to go. They try to
They're
be
huge.
Like,
Ooh, there's a Wisconsin location.
oh, dude. I mean, yeah, they need space. These places are as big as a jewel.
They're huge.
Damn.
They're huge.
Whoa. Okay, so maybe I've not been to a
That's how you
Buc-ee's.
spell it
every-
out to a Chicago
It's
kid.
big as a Jewel Osco.
It's as big as a Jules Osco and
Jules.
a Mariano's had a gas station,
If
baby.
it, with a Mariano's with a downstairs.
I
Not just an
I don't even know
upstairs.
what that one's like. With a bar, you mean?
You ever been to an upstairs
With a hot
downstairs
bar.
jewel? Well, take the upstairs and the downstairs, put it side by side,
Just
add
gas.
pumps the whole way down.
That's a lot of gas.
Now,
At the
I'll tell you
Jules.
what, with the Buc-ee's too, every Buc-ee's I ever been to, that inside they do sell merch.
Yep.
And one of the merches
yeah.
is going to be a parked Buc-ee's jalopy that is decorated with Buc-ee's shit, including a Buc-ee beaver inside acting like it's driving a real car. So it's like
Yeah.
a real car
sounds
parked
great.
inside of every Buc-ee's. And
I
that's
like
true.
that.
There's a real car.
I dropped my Chicago guy halfway through.
You had to.
And
It's
the
a
real,
good.
the
because it
real
was-
car inside the Buc-ee's that's in every single Buc-ee's, I can't tell you how little space it takes up inside the
Yeah,
Buc-ee's.
yeah. It's you go, oh, that's a
They're
car.
just that
It's
cavernous.
a 1/800th of the Buc-ee's.
Yeah, like-
Jesus Christ.
And they're like in the middle. Everyone's making brisket, and there's like a bunch of people wearing cowboy hats. Then there's like the beef jerky section. Then there's it was like it was so mind-blowingly capitalistic.
One of my mom's best friends, like a federal judge in Texas, and like she got my mom like a Buc-ee's towel. Like when my mom visited, she like took her to Buc-ee. Like everyone loves it, no
Yeah.
matter like regardless
Yes.
of like class, creed.
People
like,
love Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I mean, yeah. I mean, I did like thoroughly lose where my rental car was
Oh God.
for a while.
because of how huge it is.
Yeah, I was sitting there like beeping my thing. Like, what color was it?
It's
even?
overflowing with gas.
So excited to go into Buc-ee's, you just like walked away from your car.
Truly, I
I mean,
was-
I would be.
But
I was
how much
hungry.
how many times have you set the thing in your car and like the little like
always
keep
like,
gassing at all times and gone into like pee or something? Like how trusting are we that we're like it'll unclick when it's full?
It's never happened to me, but one time I was at a gas station where it didn't do that, and like a guy came running out of the gas station.
$500.
And it was like, I mean, I don't know if it was that much, but they had to put like, I mean, it was like a hazard where they had to put like,
Right.
not sawdust, but some kind of special sand and shit down.
Yeah. Have you ever seen someone smoking at a gas station?
I've done it while I filled my tank.
God damn it, Matty.
Not recently, but I used to do it all the time.
This was the same night he climbed the top of the tower.
Sig's not going to do it. Come on.
This is the same energy as Matty climbing to the top of the fucking
I've seen
tower.
a match get put out in a bowl of gasoline before.
Really?
It's the flammable aspects and properties of gasoline, and you should look them up. Familiarize yourself.
He makes you the bad guy.
You're fucking wrong.
You're actually
You're
stupid.
the one who's wrong here.
You shouldn't smoke.
Gas doesn't catch on fire. People know that if they actually smoked at fucking
Yeah, you have
gas
to really
stations.
work to
You gotta
make
know,
gasoline catch.
you got to know your fuel. You know what I mean?
That's so fucking stupid.
That's so funny.
Oh man, we're here at the studio. A new update is one of our bathrooms is broken. So you have to walk all the way down the other one to the bathroom where there is no toilet paper.
Frequently, usually not.
Yeah, so I've been walking down a long hallway with toilet paper, and it's making me realize there's two types of people in the world.
Chris loves doing it too,
There's
proudly.
people who don't care that they're on their way to go poop, and there's people who are hiding the toilet paper. Which one of these people are you, Luke? Are you hiding the toilet paper so no one knows you're about to do something that everyone does, or
We're talking in the hallway right here, the one we just walked.
or
So
are you
that-
proudly under your arm going, "Yeah, I'm poop man. I'm the dumper."
I think in a scenario when you're telling me you're right next to a bathroom which is out of order.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a big component because
Yeah.
I think if I'm going from here to there, I think I would be more shameful.
Yeah.
I think I would want to conceal because it's such a short, like 1 second journey that I'm like really like blowing my horn that I'm taking a shit. Whereas if it's a long journey, why hide?
Yeah.
Why hide it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think it does. The distance with which I'm walking with the paper matters.
Well, okay, we just moved into this space, and there's a few other neighbors on the floor that we've only just met, and like most of them, we've met for 1 second.
Some are
and
classy
you're
ladies.
waving
Yeah,
with.
there's like an art gallery. There's like a tea shop over here, and then Chris is like, "All I do is dump out here all day. Welcome to
All
the
I do is
building."
blast
Yeah,
logs.
True, I get here in the morning during my dumping hours.
Yeah.
That's when I'm doing at least 2 to 3 logs. There's nothing.
Now,
I have no shame about
Several
that.
logs.
When I worked in corporate America, and I had roommates, and I lived like in Chicago before, the amount of toilet paper I would steal from my company,
Yes.
it was like actually like I would have to plan at the end of the day
with your backpack on the way
with
out
my
the door.
backpack on to snag a big, uncomfortable. You know, it's the worst toilet paper of all.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
But we needed it.
It's like
Basically
half
whispers.
applied.
It is a whisper to wipe your.
a roll
Yeah.
of whispers.
And then
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
That's
I
what these
spackled
ones
my
were for a
crack.
while. It was like
gone.
kitten whispers.
I
Yeah.
can't even poop right now. My crack got spackled gone.
I've spackled my whole
Now,
crack
would you
full of
take?
booze.
I don't even have a
would you
butt no
take
more.
the rolls for like the industrial ones that are like that big in diameter? That's
Yeah.
a commitment.
Yeah, I would.
Because you don't even have one at home that'll fit that roll.
No, you're
Yeah.
you're just leaving
That's
that
2
sucker
months of just,
sideways.
like, yeah, the sidewinder.
That's on the top.
It's a sidewinder. That thing is like
such a declaration of poverty to anyone who comes over. Yeah, we steal toilet paper.
Oh, I'll do
I
you one
did.
worse. When I was like a sophomore or junior in college, me and my roommates lived above. You know that Pockets on like Lincoln, Southport, and Wellington.
Yeah.
It's like by the Golden Apple.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So we lived above that Pockets, and there was more than one occasion where someone had to go down to the Pockets and just grab a stack of napkins. We were like 19
It
or
ain't
something.
great.
Yeah, you don't
That's
love that.
poor, yeah. I mean, I've been there too. I've stolen toilet paper as well.
There's also when you would buy the day old bread from Jimmy John's for like a quarter.
and then you'd use that as toilet paper.
yes,
We are fucking
lightning.
back.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back.
We're back.
We're riffing. It's
So
here.
back.
There wasn't a lull. Actually,
No.
you were imagining the lull. All
Yeah.
of you guys were.
When there's a null, there's no lull.
That's
Oh
right.
my
Sorry.
Come the
man.
fuck on.
Come the fuck
That's
on.
that's on my business card.
One of the things I thought I never realized until recently, like the other week we were hanging out, Luke, your last name, sometimes when you fill it out using an online form, the online form will not accept your last name.
and void.
Yeah, null is like computer speak for like blank entry.
Yeah.
So like I can't use hotels.com.
Really?
It just doesn't save my last name. Or
No
at least
shit.
it didn't last time I don't use it anymore because it only took one time of me arriving at a hotel and being like, my name's Luke Null, and then be like, we just have a Luke
just
in
have a
the
Luke.
system.
There's a guy who goes, wait, just Luke.
Just Luke.
Mononym.
It's kind of a
Sick.
shared.
You'd be like, that is me, dude.
There's actually a Brazilian guy. He's got one name.
Luke.
Yeah, do you know that about the Brazilian soccer players?
Yeah.
They just have mononyms.
I do. I love it.
Yeah, they're just like, my name is Marco.
Yes.
They're like, anything else? Like, no.
No,
That's fucking
not
it.
for your
Nice.
country.
I am
Soccer time.
I am Neymar.
Yes.
Yeah,
Sick.
That's it. Ronaldo.
We
That
got
was
we
it.
got
I mean,
we got
everyone knows
guys
who
like
that
that
guy
that play
is.
for FC Cincinnati. That
Really?
just a name.
What's his name?
What is his name?
Sorry to
Fuck.
put you on the spot. I'm
no,
sorry.
I'm trying to think of it's not Barriel.
Bariel.
Barriel. It's something like that.
This
Yeah.
Cincinnati soccer player?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that shit's
But
awesome.
he only has one name.
We should have mononym culture. Nickname culture I love so much. Like
It's pretty cool.
I love giving people a nickname.
Exactly. More nickname. I had a college roommate that the nickname stuck, and his nickname was Lumpy.
Yeah.
That's one. See, sometimes with a nickname, I love when a nickname like that sticks, but like when you're the guy, that one is rough.
Girls would start calling him Lumpy, and he was like, "Oh no!"
Oh,
like
shit.
it's really permanent. But then he kind of owned it, and he was like, "Lumperjack, Lumpelstiltskin."
Yeah.
like he was doing other lump kind of
Yeah.
adjacent shit.
My best friend growing up, one of them, my Aaron growing up, we changed his name to Bugsy.
Lumpy and Bugsy?
And
Lumpy and Bugsy probably would get along.
No one calls him Aaron. Everyone is just like, this is Bugsy. And actually, we gave him a last name. His name is Aaron Spencer, and we changed his name to Bugsy Jitters.
You know what's gonna? This is
Bugsy
even
Jibbers?
crazier.
Jitters.
Jitters.
Yeah.
Bugsy Jitters.
Yeah, Jitters, because it fits him. Once you meet him, you're like, this guy's kind of, he's excitable. He's got a
Dude,
little
little
pep in his
jittery.
step.
My Lumpy, my Aaron.
You're
his,
Lumpy?
His nickname with his family was Bug.
Bug.
This
Yeah.
is
Isn't that
crazy,
weird?
you guys. They
Yeah,
need to meet.
They do. They really do.
That could be the first buddy system children's book, Lumpy and Bugsy.
And Bugsy, like now, he like everyone calls him like Bugsy, a Bugaboo. Like we
You're right.
do anything.
I bet there's a lot of people that
Bugsy's
like
a
are
good
like
one.
tangentially involved in these friend groups that have no fucking idea what their real names are.
Yeah.
I feel like a good old timey nickname generator was like you had to be like a pitcher. You know what I mean? There was a lot of
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Old Luke Rocket
Patches.
No. Yeah, patches.
patches.
Charlie Beer used to have a great joke about like old baseball cards or sports cards where it's just guys doing a pose that have nothing to do with the sport. We'll just be like, And like even announcing, they'd be like, "Look out for number 22. He keeps a tidy locker, parts his hair right down the middle."
Right down the middle.
My nickname is Crank.
That's true.
High voltage.
I have no idea why people call me Crank.
Where did it start?
You're not a cranky guy.
No clue when Crank came about or when anyone started calling me that.
Let's back the fuck up. Where and when in your life? Are we talking when you got to Chicago? Before Chicago?
People in Colorado call me Crank. People in Chicago
How did it make
call
the
me
jump?
Crank. I honestly think one time I was like hungover and stoned, and sometimes when you're hungover and stoned, you're right in that like pocket of goofiness.
I love it. Yeah. It's before like the real hangover kicks your absolute life
where
to
you're
death.
just like you're just like I don't really give a shit about anything.
Yeah,
and sometimes you write great bits in that weird little fucking mindset too. Yeah.
And I think I posted like a story that just said the name's Crim, but you can call me Crank. And then everyone just was like, "Yeah, all right, your name's Crank."
Okay,
Crank forever.
I like accidentally gave myself a nickname. That's the first time I can think of it. But before that, were people calling me Crank? I don't even know.
Maybe.
I don't have a good enough memory. But yeah,
I know. Sometimes when you don't know the exact origin point of it, you're like,
yeah,
I don't know.
And I'm not all that cranky, but I can be a little bit like.
I don't think you're cranky.
You're not
I mean,
cranky.
everyone can be cranky, but you're not a cranky guy at all.
You've got a long fuse.
Yeah.
So like, if there is like remote crank coming out, like most people would have been there hours ago. You know
Saying that you have a long fuse is such a funny thing to say. Like, you'll put up with a lot of bullshit.
Yeah.
You suffer fools.
Yeah, for sure. You
suffer fools.
The patience of a saint.
Yeah. I'm definitely can be patient, but except for, I mean,
I'm the older I get, the worse I am.
It's the same, dude.
well, in the second
Brutal.
I lose something, my patience is gone.
Me too, but it's with myself. But I start blaming other people. I'll be like, "Who fucking moved this?" And it's always me.
Oh, I don't go blame game on anyone. I'm always like, Chris, good job, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
a fucking shot.
It's bad.
Negative
self-talk.
self-talk.
Yeah.
Well, here,
Bad.
I mean, like, I'm guilty of that too. Where if I'm gonna do a negative self-talk, it's probably gonna be about me.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But the older I get, the more sometimes like you'll get cornered in a social situation where maybe a younger me who feels like I can placate this lunatic for but the older I get, the more I'm like,
I don't want to.
oh man, gotta go. You know, like
yeah.
and I'm like, I don't think I'll give someone a little bit of time, but
I'm getting better at that too.
Sometimes you do need to respect your own time and
Your own
certain
time
things.
and your own like. I don't like this
It's
guy.
not to
I
say
wanna
to be
here.
rude,
Right?
but sometimes you're like, I've given this person a lot of time, and this is just like, I don't a bad vibe.
No,
Right.
more. Or even if they're cool, you're like, enough. We're good. This has been fun.
Yeah, sometimes
I'm
your
like
battery's
learning
just worn down.
from other people on how to do that. I feel like you're pretty good at that, Chris.
I mean, a guy in Tyler, Texas came up to me afterwards and was like, so nice. Was like, I love your stuff. You're great. You're a big fan. And at the very end, he goes, you want to trade hats?
Yeah, and you're like, nah, dude.
Like, no, man. I like my hat more than yours.
yeah,
Like,
usually the guy who's asking has the shittier hat.
I was like,
He likes your hat.
Yeah,
I don't
you
want
got
to
a cool
trade
hat.
your.
I want to
looks like-
sniff yours.
Yeah. I was like, I don't want to.
You want to do some smells together?
Yeah.
No.
He
What?
It was like, but then when I said no, he was like, what? He's like, what, bro? Like,
Yeah, you were going so good, and then he's like, I'm a
Oh, come on,
one-strike
man.
guy.
Yeah, he's like, never mind, man. You suck. You wouldn't.
He
trade
also lives in a
hats
world with
me."
other people who are like, yeah, I also got a shit hat. Let's
I'll
trade these shit fuck hats.
Did you have to rent a car to get out to Tyler, Texas?
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
What kind of whip do you have?
It wasn't terrible. I had like a Volkswagen Atlas.
There you go. Nice.
Did you ramp it into a lake on the way back?
I should
Should have,
Should
You Tokyo drift that fucker or what, dude?
I put it in sport mode and burned through some of the gas.
Sporty.
I'll say.
You ever jack up a rental car?
Yes, I have. Yeah,
Not fun.
not fun at all.
Did you try
How
to be like,
bad?
that was there before?
Yeah, I
definitely did.
How bad you do it?
I got in a full blown accident in and I technically still owe the Enterprise rental company some money right now.
See,
They want a lot of money from
Crank.
me, and here's the plan is I'm
Is there
just
like
gonna,
a legal battle happening?
No, but I'm just gonna pay them $1 every day
Until you're dead?
for
11,000 more days.
Yeah, a couple thousand years. I never did a rental car, but I did fuck up a U-Haul real bad one time.
Yeah.
And this was one of the things that happened. This was the worst thing that happened, but I peeled half the roof off because I went under an overpass. It was too low.
Oh my!
I got stuck under there and I just floored it.
Oh, and you just floored it?
Yeah.
How'd you get away with it?
What do you mean?
Did you like? Get,
You didn't.
I didn't at all.
Get out
You
of
didn't at all.
Yeah.
Kind of unavoidably dead to rights.
And I was working for this promotional company for like 10 days, so I had this U-Haul in my possession for like almost 2 weeks. One of the days I parked in Humboldt Park, and I left it there overnight, and I came back, and the whole side was gang tagged in graffiti.
Nice.
And then when I picked up the U-Haul straight from the factory, had a load with all these boxes, and I was trying to merge on the highway. This is within 20 minutes of me having the U-Haul.
Yeah.
Semi sideswiped me and took the whole rear view mirror off, which like on those, it's like that. It comes off on 2 arms like that. It's massive mirror. It was metal. Cleaned it clear off the car. Then I got tagged, and then I peeled half the roof off.
You thought that was going to be the worst thing. You're like, God
Yeah,
damn,
it
I
kept
have to
getting worse and
explain
worse.
the
I brought
side
it
mirror.
back, and they were
dude.
like, "What the fuck?" I'm so sorry, you guys.
You took the whole roof off of that
Not
thing.
the whole thing, but like most, like you couldn't put anything in this car without it
It
getting
was
wet.
a convertible now.
Yeah, and it was also so old. It was the
It's a
oldest
pickup
U-Haul I'd ever
truck.
driven. It was like 180,000 miles on this thing. It was like the oldest car I'd been in years.
Yeah.
Like
How
even,
did
like, the
how did you
dash-
get it through
Because
underneath?
it was lower in the beginning and I wasn't paying attention, and it was like, I think it was on Webster. Where was it? But it was like I was under it, so it didn't stop me until I was in the middle of this like 4-lane thing. It was like 2 sets of train tracks, maybe 4.
So how'd they get it out of there?
They
I think
did-
that's what I
I'll tell you
originally
how.
tried to ask.
I got
How'd
it out of
you
there.
get away with it?
I got it out of there
What'd
by
you do?
gunning it until it peeled the roof off. That's how. I was going like 30, right? And I go under this overpass, and in the middle of the overpass, it just like kaboom, like stops. Like my whole body, like the whole thing just stopped dead.
Yeah.
Like I hit a brick wall.
Yeah.
And I was just stuck.
You
And
hit
I was
us.
like, oh no. And like cars are honking behind me, and there's like only this one lane.
Hey, you roofed
so I was just
it.
like, oh shit. So I just fucking gassed it as hard as I could. And it was like and like slowly, and I got out, and I was like, hopefully this is cool. I was like, I thought it was gonna look okay, and I got out of the car. I was like, oh man.
You're just sitting there like, come on.
So like I took it back, and I was hoping they weren't going to look inside, which obviously they're going
Or
to.
up.
Yeah, or at the mirror that
Or
was
on
gone.
the side, yeah.
And he opens it and just looks in. It's just sunlight pouring into the back of the truck. He's like, I'm like, yeah.
You're like, sorry.
And it was for this like marketing agency in San Francisco that like I was doing like remote like it was like for Comcast Xfinity, where I was like giving stuff to like college campuses.
Yeah.
And they took insurance out on the truck, and I just dropped it off, and was like,
Sorry.
fingers crossed, never heard a word
Oh.
from anybody.
I
not from
rented-
the company, not from U-Haul.
One time I rented a thing, and a lot of time like you'll pay for like the cheapest possible one, like
course.
whatever economy, always. And like every once in a while, all those are gone, and they're like, we had to upgrade you, even though you don't want that.
Yeah.
They upgraded me to like a red Dodge Challenger,
Sick.
right? Which I'm like, it's just a loud ass, like the kind of car that's like aching to get pulled over.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
And I'm like, cool, whatever. I'm having fun driving the thing around, you know? And then I get back. I don't get in a wreck. I don't do anything. But on my way to, I think I dropped it off in Nashville. On my way into Nashville, I went on some road that was like, the car in front of me kicked up a big chunk of gravel that just took a big bite out of the windshield, just a big spider crack in the
cracked it. Oh,
windshield.
shit.
Like, fuck. And that was like right, like I was going to return the car in like the next 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And so I go and I park it, and this like 20-year-old little blonde boy comes out, and he's doing the check, and he's walking around, and he points to the thing, and I go, oh, that was there. And he just went, okay. And I didn't have to pay.
That's huge.
Didn't ding me with it.
That's all. I
You
mean,
can also fix that with like those little vacuum things with the epoxy.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Safe light repair.
that's the
Same
thing about
idea.
my situation is like I'm not in like a lawsuit or anything, but I am like hoping that they'll chill the fuck out because they're such a big company. I'm
know.
dying out here.
I know.
How much are they trying to shake you down for?
They're trying to shake me down for I think a
whole car.
a couple thousands. Yeah,
but
Yeah.
not like 30 for the
they're
whole
trying
car.
to
or
get me to
something.
buy someone else's new car, basically.
No.
A new.
The answer's no for that.
Yeah, and so yeah, I was just like, I didn't do anything wrong except for T-bone them. It's not a big deal.
I just hit them in the worst possible way anybody can hit somebody.
They wanted it.
Yeah,
Come
I mean,
on, look at their car.
Truly, what did happen was I pulled out of an alley and I was going very slow, and the cars parked to my right were like taller. And
Yeah.
She was driving a small car.
Sure.
And as I pulled out, I scripted her
Okay.
along the side of her
So it
car.
wasn't too
Scripts.
crazy.
Yeah, but she's claiming that I totaled her car.
She
Of
walks out
course.
like, ah!
Yeah, yeah. And my fault. The thing I did wrong was I got out of the car, and me being a placating, nice boy who was at fault, I walked out and went, I'm so sorry. That was my
I guess
fault.
you're never supposed to say that, but I would do that too.
You're not supposed to say that, but
Yeah.
I was like just trying to do the right thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like the worst thing.
I would do the same thing. That's my bad.
Yeah, it was
I'm
the
always
wor-
like, yeah,
I
say
always-
sorry,
I
worst
always
mistake.
walk
I've ever
out.
made. Yeah.
I always walk out of the car after I T-bone someone. I have a baseball bat, and I go,
What are you gonna do about it?
"What are you gonna do about it?
Shouldn't have been driving.
Shouldn't have been driving when I wanted to T-bone."
fucking bitch.
But that sucks.
Well, we're about to wrap up.
I was about to say now that he's we could say that he's like that's kind of him dropping the mic.
To be honest, that was that was about the some of the worst timing I've ever seen. Hilarious.
I love a mic drop 1 second before we're ending.
We were wrapping up, I think.
I mean, we still can.
Yeah, we can wrap up. Maddie's gone to go to the loo. We're wrapping up with the.
He's going to go crash a U-Haul right
Yeah,
now.
Matty just forgot he left his U-Haul wedged underneath a bridge, and he'll be back. He'll be back here soon. This has been an episode of the Buddy System podcast. I've been one of your hosts, Chris Higgins. Matty Ryan is here as well in spirit, tinkling piss.
And
somewhere.
I'm not one of the hosts, and I'm Luke Null, but I've had a good time.
This is Luke Knowles, one of our favorite guests. You'll see plenty of Luke. Luke's, a good friend of the studio and the pod,
Love
and a neighbor now.
That's right.
Anything you want to plug, Luke?
The only thing I want to plug is the Buddy System podcast that you're currently listening to.
Holy shit. And follow Luke on social media. Just look him up, Luke Null.
That's true.
Follow me, my bud Chris. Hey, Matty Ryan. Also, check out the bonus content we're going to have on the Patreon. We love you. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Hey, dude. Thanks for the buddy system. These are good buddies. We'll see you next time. Maybe. Podcast canceled.